Action. Hello.
I don't know. We could be cancelled for this.
I mean, maybe that's what they're talking about.
She does what Sam Kerr does, and that's score goals.
I'm going to say something controversial.
What? Don't say it.
I'm not going to.
Don't say anything controversial. You're obsessed with Viv Meada's match.
Viv's
natural
finishing
figure.
is just beautiful. That's why.
But London City Lionesses, your former side.
You have to earn the right to play in the WSL.
I started getting these symptoms, which range from really painful joints to hair loss and blistered skin. I hadn't heard of lupus before being diagnosed, so yeah, it's one of those things where it was a real shock. Hopefully, yeah, if anyone is needing those super clean options, people can feel like they can reach for us. And then at the end of the day, then we just see kind of just him being a dad. I don't have a team I support. I'm sorry, am I going to get cancelled?
Okay,
I grew up racing at Silverstone, one of the first tracks I drove. Unfortunately, a case that there just aren't that many women, for example, competing in the sport. So there are a lot of first woman to accolades, but I think that's more just a case I am literally the first woman to do it rather than it being a big achievement.
Hello, how you doing? And welcome back to The Kickback. My name's Shebahn Ahern, joined by my evil twin sister and requested last week, keepy uppy sensation, Ruesha Littlejohn. Coming up for you on the show today, goals galore in the WSL over the weekend, including a 100th Chelsea goal for Sam Kerr, returning after 637 days out with an injury. We'll unpack all of the action. Plus, we're joined here in the studio by Cara Keane, the founder of Super Keane and daughter of Manchester United legend Roy Keane. She's with us to discuss turning her health struggles into a brand to help others. And 3 times W Series champion Jamie Chadwick discusses a win with her team at Silverstone at the weekend and encouraging more girls into STEM and motorsport. So stay tuned for all of that and much, much more on the way. Grow up.
What's a STEM?
So STEM is motorsports, right? Encouraging.
Not sure how.
It's motorsports, but Ruesha says that STEM
no,
is...
hold on, let's see what happened. You said to me, what's a STEM?
No, I said, what's STEM?
And I was like,
And she
what,
was
do you mean like a type of lesbian? Obviously thinking, because is that not, that's the type of lesbian? It's like STEM, femme.
Oh, so STEM
butch,
is a...
mask, all that. Maybe not butch, mask is the word. Oopsies.
What are you? Are you STEM?
I don't know what I am. I'm probably not femme, so...
No, you're not femme, I
maybe
can
I'm
tell you
STEM.
that.
Anyone know what STEM lesbian is
Let me
in the
see,
building?
STEM
Anyway, apparently that is
lesbian.
not...
Well, I hope you keep this in because it's educational.
Maybe,
STEM,
yeah.
lesbian
Just
description.
say types of... It's like
Types
new
of
generation.
lesbians.
It's a new generation lingo. I'm not down with it, clearly.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Interesting. Wow,
have
yeah,
some?
you're right, it is. It's a form of lesbian.
Yeah.
A STEM lesbian is a black and or Latinx lesbian who presents with a combination of masculine stud and feminine femme qualities.
So does that mean
stud and femme is STEM?
I can do both? That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, because sometimes you are, I'd say, your mask.
That's a bit far.
Well, you are like...
I'm not masked.
I
I would say that's people that are like shaved head, tats.
No, it's not. No, I'd say mask as in you've got more of a masculine woman about you because you like playing football and you like more the lads' company than sitting talking about having children. Is what would be traditionally like femme and
Plain
female and
princesses.
masculine.
Okay.
I don't know. We could be cancelled for this.
Anyway, maybe that's what they're talking about. When you're driving your racing car, would you rather identify as a STEM or a femme?
There's another really popular one that comes out. Anyway, honestly.
Back to the show again then, eh?
Get in the comments. What kind of lesbian are you? Like and subscribe before we get any further.
Yeah.
We've got a brilliant show on the way for you today. Before we get into speaking to our wonderful guest, let's talk about the WSL at the weekend. Shall we start with Sam Kerr? Because Chelsea, another win at the weekend for them. Sam Kerr back over 600 days out. It's been a long injury, a case, a baby. It's been a lot
Yeah.
for Sam Kerr, and she returns to the pitch and she does what Sam Kerr does, and that's score goals.
Yeah, she'll be delighted being back in, coming on and scoring a goal. I think she'll just make her relax a bit more. She'll feel a lot comfortable and confident, and just, you know, not that she would have had any self-doubt, but I think just going that length of time is pretty long. So it'll just sort of get her into the swing of things and into the flow. And obviously this Chelsea team, there's so much competition right now. But the real question is, can she do 100 keepy-ups? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know she can do 100 backflips, but that's not keepy-ups.
That's not.
Is she a keepy-up sensation? Probably not.
It's not the same gift,
Right.
from God, you know. Yeah, I mean, unbelievable. I guess we kind of touched on this conversation yesterday about natural strikers. I think when a striker can be off the pitch for that long and come back on and deliver a goal, that for me is someone who's just a natural born instinct to put the ball in the back of the net.
I'm going to say something controversial.
What? Don't say it.
I'm not going to.
Don't say anything controversial.
Do you know what? I think she's actually better in the air. She can score the difficult ones too. I'll give Sam Kerr that. Obviously, this was a scrappy goal within the penalty box. And she's there in the right place, puts it away. But I'm going with some of the natural finisher one. Yeah. Sometimes she doesn't score the ones that you'd expect her to score.
Right.
But the thing is, she gets a lot of chances and she's very athletic. So she is very dangerous in the air, and that leap that she's got, it's some strength that she's got there with that.
Was that the controversial bit, or
No, the controversial bit, I was going to say that.
Say it anymore.
I don't think she's
don't have to say
a
it.
natural finisher compared to, if you're going to compare to the likes of
Who?
Midema.
You're obsessed with Viv Miedema's match.
Viv's
natural
finishing
figure.
is just beautiful. That's why. It's just pure quality and just what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word? Like guile, caress, stuff like that. She can do it all. But now she's playing in that deeper role. She's turned provider for Bunny and stuff like that. But yeah, I just love watching Viv in the box.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, we should probably get that restraining order reinstated.
Yeah. This is nothing against Sam Kerr. She's unreal. She's a absolute superstar. But I'm just going on the chances where it's like you're through and goal, you want her just to slide it by the keeper. Sometimes she's more of she might lash at stuff sometimes. Right. And then a ball into the box, she'll just get up and jump and bang it in with her head, like the harder ones.
Okay, yeah,
that's what
fair enough.
Yeah.
Either way, good to have her back again.
Yeah.
You look at the strength of that Chelsea squad and the capabilities of them this season. Spoke to Lucy Bronze earlier on in the week. And I was like, is it as we hear it is? The relentlessness of Sonia Bonpastor and what she expects and demands of the squads and training and stuff like that. And she's like, yeah, but I kind of like it. I kind of like it like that. Yeah. You know, some people they just flourish in environments where there's so much expected of them.
I think that Chelsea team right now, it's the only way you can survive, is thrive in it. If not, you'll be left behind and you won't be playing as many minutes. Yeah. So yes, Sonia's got herself a real headache, but a great headache to have as a manager. Everyone says that's in the management game.
Yeah.
But obviously Ramirez is out. I'm not sure how long she's out for right now.
I know, that's a bit of a shame. She for me is one of the best things that's happened to the WSL.
When all of them are back,
yeah,
what a competition it's going to be for all of them to start.
Yeah.
And that's where they're all going to be scoring their chances, taking their goals, assisting, working for the team. But yeah, what a great problem to have for Sonia when they're all back fit and fighting. Wow.
A team that's taken all of the headlines, a lot of the headlines over the summer transfer window, and since the return of the season is London City Lionesses, your former side. Boo hiss. No, seriously, another defeat and a heavy defeat for them against Man United at the weekend.
Am I allowed to talk about this?
Yeah.
Only kidding, as if
Just don't say anything that means you're in breach of your contract.
I think I've done that plenty of times anyway. What I'll say is, I've said it before, I'll say it again, you have to earn the right to play in the WSL. You cannot be going and playing this beautiful style and, we're playing out from the back and we're going to pop the ball about. You can't do it yet. You've just bought players in from left, right and centre. You've stuck them in a team. It takes time for them to gel. And I'm talking from a player and taking the stuff that comes with it, moving overseas, new changes of culture, life, food, language, environment, all that takes time. And I think to have I get they want to be in the Champions League, but it doesn't happen overnight. I don't care how much money you've got. unless you're taking every single player and from each team, or you're just handpicking players out of Chelsea and you're handpicking players out of Arsenal, they've not been able to do that. Obviously, they've brought in the likes of Grace Guerrero and stuff like that. Fantastic. But it's going to take time. She's not played in England either. So I think they've got a lot of work to do. And I think first and foremost, they're going to shut up shop, stop conceding goals, and earn the right to play. If that means not playing out from the back and bypassing and getting further up the pitch and then trying to dominate the ball in the other half of the pitch, even that takes time. They're going to get better at that. But stop conceding so many goals.
You know the manager, Jocelyn Préture, and the way that he plays and the way that he wants to play. Do you see him making these changes for the next fixtures?
Well, I think he's going to have to.
But do you think he will?
Well, I mean, results speak for themselves. I think their next fixture's looking a bit like, okay, they could maybe get points out of that. Not saying they're going to take 3 of them, but I think it's maybe a bit of a kinder ask ahead than the previous 2 fixtures. So a lot of work's to be done, but even that, you've just got to earn the right.
Okay.
Earn the right. You know, winning the Champions League next year. You heard it here first. You ain't winning the Champions League. Michelle, I'll tell you this. You're not winning the Champions League next year. And you've got to come to terms with that.
Well, yeah, we'll wait and see what happens with London City Lionesses. I believe if they struggle again this weekend, there could be a change before October comes in.
The thing is, look, there's a lot of talented players in that team. There is. It takes time, but I say it every season, you cannot expect to just come into that league and treat it the same as you did in the Championship.
Because you've got money.
The Championship's the Championship. It's a different league. And even at that, you get promoted in the end by what? A point or 2? I can't even mind. Went down to the last game of the season.
Game of the season.
So,
point.
It's, they need to just slow down, stay humble.
Arsenal, another solid performance from them against West Ham was the Friday night game and the pouring rain, man. The Chigwell Construction Stadium, the glamour of the whole thing.
You really hate that place, man.
Honestly, it brings back nightmares driving there with the kids.
I think it's because you got so used to the Emirates and wanting to sit in there in your little family lounge, being a little snake with your friends, that you can't handle the Chigwell Construction Stadium. That says more about you, actually.
There was a security guard when I was at the Chigwell Construction Stadium. It's like, excuse me, you're going to have to sit down. I said, I have twins who are like 2 running around and just giving me the run around, and I'm trying to support the women. Let me stand, for the love of God. Anyway, I sat down and then we left shortly after that. But yeah, I mean, just again, another solid performance from Arsenal. You still think Chelsea are going to do it this season?
Yeah.
But Arsenal, do you think they're going to run them closer than ever?
I think Arsenal this season, if they, touch wood, keep fit and healthy and they can keep their squads, where they're not short on players and relying on players that are in the academy to come up and sit on the bench. We've seen that a few times last season. They can't really be having that this season. They need everyone to be fit and healthy. But again, do they have the squad depth that Chelsea has? That's the thing. Chelsea are prepared for this. Chelsea are prepared to lose players along the way, and someone will just come in and it'll be an automatic replacement. Arsenal don't quite have that luxury. I get they've maybe strengthened the wide areas and the attacking line a little bit. But I just feel like all over the pitch, they need a bit more. We're seeing Leah Vonti go. Have they replaced her? Not really, have they? Obviously, Leah Williamson right now isn't fit. They've got Katie Reid in, which is great for her. She's going to get a lot of experience, and I know she's had minutes before, but it's big shoes to fill right now. Is she ready?
She's doing well.
No, she's doing great, but that's
comfortable against West Ham.
Yeah, just when the bigger fixtures come, they'll be wanting Leah Williamson to be back. She's a massive player for them. We've just seen like how composed she is coming out from the back. Like she starts attacks for Arsenal. I think Arsenal this season will be on that high of the back of the Champions League win, and they'll be looking to push on and make that all worthwhile. Do you know what I mean? And just build on that. I don't mean worthwhile, but they'll build and use that momentum. And the likes of Russo has hit the ground running. So that's a great start for her.
She was brilliant on Friday. She was. You've got to give it to her, man. The girl does not stop, and yeah, I hope she has another strong season. And I hope it goes down to the wire in the WSL. I don't want Chelsea running away with it again.
Yeah, I would like to see that. I mean, I think that's it. You just go back to, if Chelsea are playing, Arsenal and Man City play better football than Chelsea. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because Chelsea are winning all the awards. Because Chelsea have got a player that can maybe have a moment of magic when they're not playing as great as a team. And I mean, when you're playing against Arsenal or Man City, they absolutely swarm you, they suffocate you, and they pop you to death. You can't get the ball off them, and it's really tough. Chelsea, you can kind of read what they're doing, but it's a moment of magic from someone at times. But that's what the other teams need to get. They need to get that ruthless way that Chelsea have and that winning mentality. No matter who you're playing, Arsenal might play better against Chelsea because it's like that big one and they have to. But Chelsea go out and they get the job done against everyone, and that's what Arsenal need to do.
Fair enough. There's more results we could discuss from over the weekend, but one of the talking points is that of Gareth Taylor, and a tough start again for the job that he's got at Liverpool. Is that on him? Is that on the board? Because he's not had a great window.
I feel like, the window, he's obviously not had a big budget to play with to maybe get certain players in. And no disrespect to Liverpool, because Liverpool have been in the league for a while now, and Liverpool have won the league twice throughout the years. So they're obviously a great team. Maybe they're not the team that they were. But budgeting that comes into it. And I think when you look at the team, yes, I know they've retained some players that came back. Sam Kerr, they bought then from Munich in the end. But again, she's young, so she's got a lot to learn, but a very promising player with a bright future, obviously Scottish internationalist. But in terms of that, they need more players to come in.
Because they've lost their captain, even losing the likes of Taylor Hines
going,
to Arsenal.
So Niamh Fahey now, retired, and that's the experience and
senior head.
That's a senior head in that squad. Obviously, there is players that have got a lot of minutes and a lot of appearances for Liverpool there. But I think they'll just be looking, and maybe he's asking them to play a style that maybe they aren't as used to. I know they tried a few different things last season, try to find out what worked well for them. But maybe right now he's just going to need to maybe simplify it a bit and go, right, okay, we need to win games, we need to stay in games, stop conceding and try and score some goals. Easier said than done, isn't it?
Yep.
But I do feel for him. I do feel for him on the window thing.
No, same here. Gareth Taylor's a man who gets this league more than most kind of thing, so we know with the right backing he can do a good job. My thing now, I'm looking at the weekend, I'm like, okay, who's going to be needing a win more, Jocelyn Préture or Gareth Taylor? But we will wait and see what happens. Coming up for you now, on the kickback, our next guest was diagnosed with lupus at 25 years old and began researching if she could manage her condition through her diet. Fast forward, and she's now the founder of Super Keane, an award-winning gut-friendly cereal. She also just happens to be the daughter of Manchester United legend Roy Keane. Cara Keane is with us now. Pleased to say Cara Keane is with us now. Cara, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in. How's things?
Really good, thank you. Yeah, I've been enjoying listening to you behind that backstage.
We sometimes forget that in the green room, the screen is on and the conversations that we're having, even if we think, oh, Bo will know to cut it out if we've gone too far, but you just come in and you've heard it all anyway.
No, I loved it. I was like, I could listen to it all day.
It was educational, wasn't it?
Definitely learned some things today,
Good to have you with us. Please tell us how Super Keane started. You've got some of your products with you. We'll have a look at them in just a minute. But it all started because of your condition, lupus, right?
Yeah, and it was around 5 years ago. And I started getting these symptoms, which range from really painful joints to hair loss and blistered skin. And I just kind of thought it was because I was stressed at the time. I was teaching and I just was thinking, oh, I'm just like really tired, and I was falling asleep while I was driving and things like that. I was thinking, God, this is a bit bizarre, but I was just kind of was thinking, yeah, we'll see how we get on. It must be stress, until I just physically couldn't move and was essentially bedbound for around 3 months. So I wasn't able to teach. And so I was always quite sporty and, loved just, being active. So it was a real shock when I just wasn't able to do those things anymore. And that kind of led me to start researching gut health and just overall wellness. And I hadn't heard of lupus before being diagnosed. So it's one of those things where it was a real shock to hear that. Yeah.
So what can help the condition? Is it nutrition, or how does it work?
With lupus and other autoimmune conditions, a lot of the time it is like the overall like diet, stress management, sleep, which at times, you know, I think everyone struggles with the different aspects of that. And I think for me, a big thing is managing my stress levels. I think I'm a natural overthinker and stress head, but it's really kind of taught me to just relook at things in my life. And yeah, just manage diet as much as possible, just eating real whole foods, nothing processed. And yeah, just really just getting that balance. And I think a lot of the time there are really great kind of medications that people rely on for lupus and autoimmune conditions, which are, you know, super beneficial. But I really just did not want to rely on the kind of steroids and yeah, a lot of kind of intense medication for the rest of my life.
How many people roughly does lupus affect? I mean, is it something that is a big issue?
Yeah, well, actually, there's with autoimmune conditions, 1 in 10 people have an autoimmune condition. And I don't know off the top of my head how many people suffer from lupus, but 80% of the people with lupus are women. So it's a really interesting condition which affects a lot of women. And something that I've just tried to really kind of understand, you know, my body and how I can kind of help manage my condition. But yeah, autoimmune conditions are so interesting because, you know, you kind of thinking, why is your body attacking itself? So I think you do go through a stage of, you know, thinking, well, what have I done to cause this? So yeah, a lot of kind of looking into it and just finding ways that work for you know, your body to help.
I feel like Shebahn's going to start using this. She's going to start self-diagnosing herself, going, that's it, I've got lupus.
I know, that's like ChatGPT, you know, and you're like, oh my gosh, you know.
I know, I diagnosed myself with something recently, but I mean, when it comes...
What was it?
Oh, it was a bit intense. In fact,
God,
so
we won't go there.
You speak about the blisters that come with lupus. So I have very bad acne, and now I'm on Racetane, which I had been on before when I was younger. Yeah. So obviously now your skin's clearing up, it's great, but it comes with its other risks, and it's a powerful drug and whatever like that. But I was speaking to the dermatologist and asking her if whatever was going on elsewhere in my body would be something to do with the tablet. She was like, maybe you should speak to your GP. I was like, cool.
No, but you know what it is? I think Accutane as well is, you know, that does have a lot of side effects. So you're right to also just be aware of symptoms. But I'd be like yourself. I'm like, oh my God, like I've got this symptom. Am I okay?
But you did have it. So sorry, when you were diagnosed with lupus, was that in that 3-month period where you were pretty much bedridden? Is that when you found out you had it?
Yeah, and I had so much hair loss, and it was over this like summer period where I was actually interviewing for a teaching role, which it was the dream teaching role. And I remember just getting in the car afterwards, and I couldn't steer the wheel of my car, and I just broke down. But yeah, I'm so grateful now that I have my health back, and it has made me look at life differently, and just made me realise actually what you put into your body does impact you. And yeah, it's opened my eyes to obviously like the mission of the brand at the moment.
So tell us then about Super Keane, because Ruesha, obviously being a footballer, is all about nutrition. But is this kind of like a gluten-free?
Yes.
Show us what you've got.
Absolutely. Sorry,
I love the brand. I'm like,
so we might be a bit squished, but so we've got 3 flavours. So we've got chocolate, original, and cinnamon, and the base of them is made from cassava flour and tiger nut flour. So they're really high in resistant starch and high in fibre. So I really wanted to create something that was good for your gut and something that everyone could reach for. Because when I was really trying to recover and get back on my health, I realised everything in stores had processed ingredients, something artificial. And I actually started getting really bad ingredient anxiety. I was that person that, you know, would like put something back on the shelf because I was thinking this might cause a flare-up, this might trigger me. So I thought, what if I could create something that everyone could reach for? And yeah, this has kind of started the journey to create the brand. And I applied for like an innovation grant 5 years ago. And it's been a bit of a roller coaster since then, but that was the kickstart of it all.
Wow, good for you.
Thank you.
Well, I'm happy there's a chocolate version.
Oh, yeah, you have to
And
try it.
it's good because it's high in carbs, so this would be great for a wee match day boost.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is
Just
good.
get
Game
your
day
old,
treat. Fantastic.
Do you know as well when you're craving a bit of like an evening bowl? I think that's such a kind of nostalgic thing, but it's just without all the nasties and the cleanest cereal out there. So I was just really passionate about clean ingredients, and it's just something I really struggle with. So I wanted to create something that could help people. Hopefully.
I do think when you look at food nowadays, like when you actually see the ingredients, obviously I think everyone out there doesn't really understand.
Yeah.
And I think when you start to actually look into it and see how bad some ingredients are for you, you're like, why are these in these products?
Shocking. I know.
So it's obviously great what you've done there. So
I think there is like there's a change with kind of awareness, but even in America, like some of the cereals that there's ingredients in that it just it wouldn't even be legal here. So I think some brands are just changing for the better, but it's still work to be done.
If anybody's watching this just now and they're maybe struggling with even stomach pain or eating certain things and going, I'm not sure if that agrees with me or not, or maybe feel some of the symptoms that you felt before you were diagnosed, do you suggest maybe sampling with foods that are clean ingredients and seeing how it...
And I think it's all, the more I speak to people, I think everyone's on their own food and health journey, and you kind of have to trial things. It might not work for you. It can be a bit of a journey, but I have definitely found with my food and my health, a bit of trial and error. I do try and eat a very anti-inflammatory way of eating. So just to try and eliminate any triggers, but I do really encourage people, to not feel discouraged, because I think at times, when something might give you a bit of a flare or something similar, you just feel, oh my gosh, nothing's kind of going right with it. But and I always suggest, if there's symptoms you're struggling with, like doctors and seek professionals, because they'll hopefully give you some insight and advice. But I always actually mention for people to reach out to me if there's with anyone with lupus. Like I've been there, done that with most the symptoms, and I've still got kind of a lot to learn on my health journey, but hopefully I can share what I've learned with people to help them.
That's great. You'll probably have to block Shebahn over here. She'll be sliding in.
What is the message after I leave? Like, sorry,
Cara, I keep getting steaming on Whispering Angel. It can't be you. It can't be the drink. Tell me it's something else. Our other sister Brogan she's gluten-free. But it's funny because listen to how strict you were in looking at ingredients. She'll be like, oh, well, I can have a Chinese on a Sunday.
I know, just a little.
And then for 3 days later, she's paying for it. The dangers of not eating the right things when your system...
It's hard,
it's important to do it correctly, right?
And I think as well, like when you're travelling out and about, your sister probably feels the same, like actually finding gluten-free options can be really tricky sometimes. So I think there is more options becoming available, but I think it's so easy to be like, oh, well, I'll just have that Chinese, why not? But you do feel it. I think it does have that effect over the weeks after. But hopefully, if anyone is, needing those super clean options, people can feel like they can reach for us.
Where are you in store?
So we're in, so we launched an Ocado a few weeks ago. So we're on Ocado and on our website. And we're also in Whole Foods and Planet Organic and Selfridges. So a lot lot of London-based stores. Perfect. So hopefully some Manchester ones soon.
Soon, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
I mean, all in time. Like you say, this has been a really quick process for you in terms of, well, maybe not when you applied for the grant to get funding to move, but I have to say your brand is beautiful.
Thank you.
It really is.
Thanks,
and
that means a lot.
I'm like a girly girl. I'm attracted to it's pink. I'll have to eat it. So well done you.
Thank you. That means a lot.
How were your parents involved in this? I mean, obviously your father's a legend of football. Does he eat your cereal?
Yeah, well, do you know what? They've been so supportive. And Mum, so we've got a food event this weekend in Dublin. So me and Mum we do all the food events. So, and I love that part of it, and chatting to people. So yeah, they've been involved with every aspect of it, from like emotional support and like, oh, they still kind of check in on me and they're saying, how are you getting on? And I love spending time with my family. So I drag them along to these food events and I think they're eye rolling, but I love time with my sisters and yeah, so very grateful.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but we've got a big camp coming up in October and we'll be based in Dublin, so you might need to hit us up with some cereal that can come into camp for us. That'd be great.
Absolutely,
Perfect.
yeah, we'll get that sorted. Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing, it goes hand in hand with sport, nutrition and everything like that. So I'm pretty sure putting the brand out there even more, you're going to have a lot of people responding to it. So that's absolutely brilliant. Thank you. Can we ask you about your dad? I mean, I know he's your dad, but
it depends.
It's weird that we ask
Asking whatever question.
Because I mean, I idolise your dad. That's weird, but you're nothing like him.
Do you not think?
You must be all your mum.
I am very like my mum. I think there's some, you know, I have some similarities with my dad, but he is the most unique person you'll ever meet. Gosh, and then at the end of the day, then we just see kind of just him being a dad.
He's your old man. Yeah.
But he is, you know, he is hilarious, and yeah, he has. He's very set in his ways, but
no,
no. But I think mum definitely just softens. You know, I think I think mum obviously is like. Probably very similar to her in ways. Then, yeah.
It's like opposites attract kind of thing. They're the balance of each other. Ruesha's met your dad because she plays for the Republic of Ireland.
Oh, right.
But that was a long time ago, actually. That was years ago.
Was it? Is this
He just came in. We played a game. Probably got beat. He was probably sitting. His eyes were probably bleeding watching us play at the time. He was probably going, "This is terrible."
I'm sure
and
he wasn't.
I got a picture with him after the game. I'll just find it. I'm sure it's down on my Instagram somewhere through the years. Yeah,
you should educate Roy Keane next time on what kind of different variations of lesbians that you get.
I'm sure he'd be really interested. Like, so
great.
Do you know what a STEM is, Roy?
Go and tell him.
Can you just imagine his face? He's like, what is going on? Oh.
Who's your football team and do you play sports now?
Do you know, I am passionate about all sports, in all honesty. I grew up playing all sports, but mainly netball, which I know is probably not the best answer on here, but I
it's great.
love netball. So yeah, I don't play it kind of as often anymore, but I'd love to get back into it. And I think playing sports is so important. For young girls and women, and so it's something I'm super passionate about. And football, I should probably have a better answer here, but I don't have a team I support. I'm sorry, am I going to get cancelled?
Okay, no, it's okay. You can make up for it right now. Ireland or England, go on. So I'm Irish. If my family are watching this, I only have an Irish passport, so. Hopefully that
you can say Ireland. That's good. Cara, that's a good answer.
You're sitting there all English, probably with your England top on under that cream.
I am what we call a floater.
Oh, I see.
Ruesha calls a glory hunter.
Glory hunter. She honestly.
I know.
You know, I can float wherever I like. As long as you're happy and enjoying yourself, you know, that's the main thing.
Exactly.
Do you know the link of the net? There's a weird Man United netball link, right? Because
the Neville.
Tracy Neville was the manager.
Oh my gosh, and she's incredible.
And is it Scholes's daughter and Gary Neville's daughter all played? Did you play with him?
No.
Oh, that would be nice.
I'm a bit older, so.
Okay.
But I think there is real strong, netball links.
Strange. Just hit them up.
Yeah, I know.
Hi, Tracy, anytime.
Want a game of netball, guys?
I know. I think the Nevilles all play.
Yeah, no, they're all an outstandingly talented family. Well, good luck for you. Anything else we need to know about with your product before we let you go? Cara?
Hopefully we've got more products to come. But yeah, no, it's super, it's been a real journey, but I'm so passionate about it and hopefully it can help others. But thanks for having me on.
No,
thanks for joining us.
Thank you for coming in.
And I'm allowed to keep the chocolate cereal, is that right?
Yeah.
We've agreed that.
Oh my God, you got it all on your own.
Honestly.
Send me some more boxes as well.
You'll learn about her quickly. She sponges off of everyone, this one, honestly.
I've been living in Shebahn's house for the last 3 years.
5 years?
It's not 5 years. It's free.
It's 5.
It's not. COVID doesn't count. That was a different
does it
time.
not? Right, okay.
No, we all moved into this big house during COVID.
Oh my God, how was that?
It was great. We had barbecues and rosé every night. It was.
I love that you're saying it was great. I'm intrigued to
I had a great
know the
my
other
kids were
side.
little, so she was my
you were
She couldn't live in, asked us to
anti-cuties.
move in to help raise her kids, and now she's going to try and come at me for it. So,
That's what sisters are for, right?
I know,
That's what sisters
exactly.
are for.
Oh, gosh.
Please get in the comments. You can let us know if you've sampled the cereal before that Cara's brought in, and if you are on a journey with yourself and health, make sure you can follow Cara, and super keen on Instagram, all of the platforms, right?
Yes, thank you.
Well done. Keep going strong. And finally, I spoke with 3 times W Series champion Jamie Chadwick about returning to Silverstone and encouraging more girls into STEM and motorsport. Very pleased to say the legendary Jamie Chadwick is with us now. Hi, Jamie, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very, very well. I was kind of hoping that you were going to come onto this call maybe with like a bit of a sore head, a bit, a little bit struggling because of a very big weekend in celebration.
I'm recovered. It's Tuesday now. I'm recovered. I'm back in the game. Yesterday morning, a little bit of a sore head, not too much, but yeah, we still got 1 race to go. So got the win over the weekend at my home race in Silverstone, and then yeah, we still got 1 more to go. So no big celebrations yet, sadly.
Okay, yeah, I'll pump the brakes then. I won't get too carried away. Yeah, it's Silverstone at the weekend. First time back there since 2022, Jamie. That's one way to do it.
Correct. Yes. Yeah, I mean, it feels like it's been a while since I've been at Silverstone, and yeah, it was always going to be nice going back. Yeah, the track itself is a really nice track to drive, so I think all drivers love going there. But obviously, for me personally, it's got a little bit more added meaning being my home race. So yeah, it was nice to have a home race for the first time in, I think, 3 years. And then it was a typical British weather weekend. You never knew if it was going to rain or shine, and we had a bit of both in the race. Eventually, yeah, it got red flagged because of the amount of rain, but yeah, we came out on top, which was something that I don't think we fully expected going into it, but still a very cool weekend for me personally.
Do you feel that there's added pressure to you because it is the home race and there's maybe more fans, there's more of a want and an expectation?
Maybe, but I honestly felt so much happy at being a track I felt like I knew so well. I grew up racing at Silverstone, one of the first tracks I drove. So I think, to be honest, it just gave me a bit more confidence and comfort in knowing, how comfortable I was at the track. But I didn't realise, so in the racing that I'm doing, it's endurance racing. So it's a 4-hour race and we have 3 drivers in the team, a Spanish driver, a French driver, and myself, a British driver. And we've won 3 races this year, 3 out of 5, I think, 3 out of 5 or 6. And we've won a Spanish race, a French race, and now a British race. So we've all won our home race. So I don't know if it is added pressure or not, but it seems to be working for us so far.
That's lovely. I mean, that is a really special moment for you and then the drivers that you're with as well, your team. I mean, to all have that moment is brilliant.
Yeah, it's nice. I think everyone's had their moment. The last race is in Portugal, so I don't know if we need to find a Portuguese driver somewhere to give us the best chance, but still, it's nice for all of us.
We will find a Portuguese mascot to really get the job done. Portugal
Exactly.
next month then. I mean, how does the preparation continue?
Yeah, it just ramps up, to be honest. I think, yeah, we're within a shout of the championship, which is the ultimate goal. Yeah, prepare hard, prepare well. I think where we've been very strong as a team is strategy and making the most of all the different sort of situations that you find yourself in endurance racing. It's not just a sprint race from the start to the end. There's a lot of different factors that go into it. No mistakes, having a clean race, but being on top of the strategy and yeah, preparing well for that. I think hopefully will put us in a good place for the last one in Portugal.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then, when you build up to Portugal, I guess the conditions, I mean, do you have part of the team that really look into the conditions of the day? Because I believe Portugal's quite nice at the moment, Jamie.
It hopefully is a bit nicer than what we experienced at Silverstone, but yeah, always a factor. It's amazing, these teams now. We have so many different people with different roles, all as significant as each other. But someone looking at a weather radar constantly is a big factor. You've then got your performance engineers that are managing how we want to best maximize the car, the tire pressures, things like that for those conditions. You've got your actual strategy engineer that's kind of influencing decisions we make with regards to pit stops, and then you've got your race engineer as well. So you've got so many different people feeding information in that it makes our jobs as drivers quite a lot easier.
Brilliant. A solid team working with you there. And I was just looking at one of them, the stats on you, Jamie, that every entry level that you go in for, you manage to make history, in some way. Is that something that you set out to do, or are you just really blooming good at this?
Not at all. And I don't think it's a case of me being good at it. I think honestly, it's unfortunately a case that there just aren't that many women, for example, competing in the sport. So there are a lot of like first woman to
Mhm.
accolades, but I think that's more just a case I am literally the first woman to do it rather than it being a big achievement by any means. But that's changing. I think we're in such a better place with the sport now. There's so many more women coming through that yeah, we're going to constantly, I think, see this cycle of women smashing barriers, smashing records, which is awesome to see. But yeah, I don't think it's an achievement as such. It's more just a case of there's just so few women in the sport, or have been so few women in the sport.
Where do you feel and where do you stand with that now? Because you've always been advocating for women to get involved in the sport and young girls. So, how different is it now? Is there a big change through your lens when you're at these races?
Absolutely, definitely a big change, which is amazing to see. I think from a personal point of view, I wouldn't say I've always been an advocate. I've always wanted to encourage as many women into the sport, but it's more in recent times where I think I've been more proactive in actually trying to encourage women into the sport because I can see this changing landscape and I can see the opportunity that there is for the next generation. So really wanting to sort of harness that and pursue that and push that. But I think where I stand with it, I think it's just we're seeing this big shift now, and I want to make sure that that shift is made aware to as many young girls as possible, that we encourage as many young girls to get into the sport as possible at grassroots level, and ultimately, yeah, get to the top and yeah, have a long, successful career in our sport.
When you watch the likes and see the likes of the Lionesses and the Red Roses in the Women's Rugby World Cup at the minute, does that make you want to really trailblaze in the sport and make sure that we girls know I can do that too?
Absolutely. I think it does, stem across from other sports massively. We're seeing this big shift of, interest in women's sport, but it's because I think there's an appetite for it. And without, having this sort of conscious push, you don't get, the eyeballs, you don't get people realizing actually anyone can start in sport and anyone can have this opportunity. It's just about showing them what is possible, which I think is really important. And I was also reading something the other day about how those that start in sport become leaders in whatever they end up doing. And I think giving the opportunity to anyone just to at least try sport, whether you become a professional or not, I don't think needs to be the focus. It's just giving that opportunity and that access point to give it a go, I think is so important.
Where did the love for you start from? Was it just as a wee girl, this is what you wanted?
Um, Ish. I mean, I think part of it for me was I have an older brother that got me into it. That helped a lot because that kind of made me, yeah, start in the first place without, any sort of reservations. I followed him straight into it. And then I did fall in love with it. It became something that was a hobby, escalated into a serious hobby, and then ultimately something I wanted to do as a profession. But yeah, I definitely did, catch the racing bug, and it became something I really wanted to do from a young age.
So that old saying that really, really hits home with me every time, like see it, believe it. And I see your socials and Instagram and whatever like that, and youngsters who will be looking, they can get into it at any age. Is that something that STEM and the W Series is working on, Jamie?
Definitely. I mean, I think in sport, generally speaking, you want to start young.
Yeah.
It helps a lot to start young. It doesn't have to be the case, but generally speaking, if you can get into a go-kart when you're 8, 10, I was 12, which is relatively late, you learn a lot more things naturally, and you can pick it up quickly. I think just at a young age that helps. So that's what, I've got a karting series called the Jamie Chadwick series. That's what we're aiming to do there, is just try and give as many young girls the opportunity to try and start the sport in a sort of very young age. But then beyond that, I think there's so many opportunities in motorsport beyond being a driver. I think it's shining a spotlight on every other role we have in our sport, giving, as many opportunities to as many women in the sport as possible, creating a more diverse environment, I think is really important. And with that, I think comes performance. So there's definitely a need for it from a personal point of view, but also I think a desire for it from a performance point of view as well.
Very well said. Brilliant. What else is it that you're working on, Jamie, coming up? I mean, I'm seeing you do media stuff as well. Is that a plan for the future?
We'll see. I mean, I'm doing some broadcasting work with Sky F1, which I'm enjoying. I love Formula One. I love being able to be a part of that world, and so yeah, enjoying that a lot as well. But then, like I mentioned, the karting series, sort of pursuing that, trying to yeah, advocate for as many women in the sport as possible. We did a amazing event with Mobile One at the weekend at Silverstone, where we invited 30 girls from local schools to come try for the first time, and they all absolutely loved it with big smiles on their faces. So doing as much of that stuff as possible, and then obviously my own racing. So keeping busy where I can.
And you know what? Like, I remember being young and the first time we got to go karting, being like, this is the most fun. Like, of all the sports, you do have a good laugh driving around at that young age and getting a buzz for it, you know?
Exactly, and that's where so many people get the bug, but you don't often get the opportunity to try it. So I think it's just giving that opportunity, and then yeah, hopefully people catch the bug like I did, and want to pursue it more.
And now you're like proper F1 now as well, because you are living in Monaco. I mean, that's quite cool, Jamie. We need to get in the group chat. We need to get a wee night out.
Yeah, I mean, you're always welcome for a cup of tea or coffee anytime you're here. I mean, yeah, there's rarely you're at home, to be honest, in this world. But yeah, it's nice to have a base down here, and it's very close to the team I race for as well, which is important for me to spend time with the team, and gives me that opportunity to be working with them week in, week out, and hopefully going after chasing a title in the European Le Mans Series.
Go for it. Absolutely go for it. You've won so much already. The world is your oyster, Jamie. You don't need me to tell you that. Good luck next month in Portugal as well. We'll have all eyes on that.
Thank you so much.
All the best. Take care. Jamie
Yeah,
Chadwick
thank you.
on The Kickback. As ever, thank you so much for watching The Kickback. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow us on TikTok as well. The Kickback on TikTok. And we will see you again next week. Have a good one. Bye-bye.